Are you considering doing an ADHD evaluation for your kids and don't know what to expect? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover exactly our process of getting our kid evaluated, what we went through, which doctors we went to, and tips for you so you don't make the same mistakes that we did. My name is Laura Moreno. I am a certified ADHD parent coach, the mom of a kid with ADHD. I have ADHD myself, and I am the founder of Good ADHD Moms, a community of thousands of moms like you that have kids with ADHD, and where we meet weekly for coaching calls, support calls, and we have this private Facebook group and tons of incredible resources. And because you are here, because you are checking this video out, I'm going to give you this course called How to Stop Explosions with an ADHD Kid, because this is what I went through when I was working with my kid. You know, he was exploding. I didn't know what to do. It was a hell at home. And by implementing all the things that I tell you in this video course, suddenly our call, well, not suddenly, but now our home is calm and beautiful and loving and connected and is wonderful. So this is a 6-part video course that is going to tell you exactly what to do to create a home that is calm and beautiful with your ADHD kids. So now let's go through the ADHD test for kids and our honest evaluation and tips for you. So what is our history? What happened to us? So a few years ago, when Max was 4, well, our kid was 4, he was exploding. We didn't know what was happening. And finally, we kept on going like that. We thought it was normal. We thought it was like something typical. We thought it was a character flaw. We thought it was our fault. We were not raising him the right way. I was a bad mom. So many things. We thought about so many things. And then last year, it became so difficult, so impossible, that we ended up hiring a parent coach. And that was the best thing that we ever did. Hiring a parent coach, an ADHD parent coach, was incredible. Totally recommended to anyone that is in our position right now. But basically, what she said is that this kid may have ADHD. He has some traits. Why don't you take him to get evaluated? At the same time, in the school, they were doing so many tests on him to see what was happening because he was exploding. They didn't know what was happening. And they also suggested, listen, why don't you get him evaluated? And we're like, what is this evaluation? What is this? What are you talking about? So they suggested to take him to a neuropsychologist. A neuropsychologist, and I have the definition here so that I can read it aloud, is evaluates how a child's brain development affects their learning, behavior, and emotions, providing comprehensive assessments to diagnose conditions like ADHD, autism, learning disabilities, or brain injuries. Basically, is this doctor is making like tons of tests, written tests to your son or to your daughter, and at the end of this test, is going to say, okay, this is what we think, this is how his brain works, these are the conditions that he has, and so on and so on. For us, we find this neuropsychologist, such a difficult word, from a friend of ours, and we live in New York, so he was in the Upper East Side. We went to his office like 5 times with Max, with our son, and Max will sit down for 2-3 hours and do the test, and the doctor will have like toys for him, so that he was really motivated because he was getting free Hot Wheels, so that was good. And at the end of the exam, which cost like $3,000, the neuropsychologist said, I don't think he has ADHD, which for us or for me was surprising, but he does have very low working memory, and also he has dysgraphia, and he also have this the behavior is off as well. And the low working, we were like, what is dysgraphia? What is low working memory? So we started searching. I was like, okay, good to know. And thanks to those findings, we started working in his IP in his school. Now he has dysgraphia, so they adapted a few things. Okay, so we talked to our coach, and she said, so that's okay. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for a kid to show the traits. So why don't you repeat it in a year or in a few months? You can do it again. And at the same time, a few months later, a mom in the school told me that her son had also ADHD, and that he was going to this pediatrician specialized in ADHD, and totally recommendable. You should do it. She's amazing. So we made an appointment with this pediatrician. That was like 6 to 8 months after the official diagnosis from the psychologist. And the first call that we had with this pediatrician, we shared the symptoms, we told her everything about Max, and she was very surprised that the neuropsychologist hadn't said it was ADHD because everything matched the criteria. So then we sent her the assessment for the neuropsychologist, and she was like, I understand why he may have said that, but at the same time, this kid has ADHD. I mean, it's very clear. He may not have every single symptom, but he has ADHD. And after telling her about Max, she also said, I also, she said she also thought he had something else. He had autism. And oh my God, when I heard the word autism, I was like, oh, because in my head, I was thinking about kids that they cannot talk, they're flapping. I was like, what are you talking about? He's functioning. He's smart. He goes to school. Like, and then she said, there are different levels of autism. So he might be what is called a highly functioning autistic person, or in the spectrum, because. And what she said is like, the things from the story that could be related to autism is like, you told me he needs to walk around the table while he's thinking, while he's talking. That's very typical for autism. At the same time, you told me he has hyper focus in these specific subjects, and he can talk about this thing for 3 hours, and he doesn't listen to the social cues, or he doesn't ask questions about it. That's also very typical to autism. And also the sensitivity. So she was saying, he may have autism. And what we decided to do is we decided to, in the future, test him for autism as well. But for the time being, she said, let's start medication. So what did we, and medication is going very well. She's an excellent doctor. We are doing very, very well with this medication. But now let's talk about what did we learn from this process. We learned that it took us 2 evaluations to get our ADHD diagnosis. And it is not that we were searching for the diagnosis. We were like, it's not that we were desperate for that. I mean, I just wanted to find out the truth about my son. What does he need? How can we help him? And again, it took us 2 evaluations. So in my head, while we were doing this, we were reading like so many books about ADHD, so many books, and everything, like we're like, pretty sure he has ADHD. And at the same time, talking to other moms and the recommendations from other moms. So if I wouldn't have listened to my intuition, if I wouldn't have talked to other moms, I wouldn't have made this second appointment with another doctor. But I'm very happy that I did. And I'm very happy that I continue learning and listening to my intuition. So that to say that even if you get an evaluation that is negative the first time, if you think he really has ADHD because you know him best or her best, continue and find a different doctor until you really understand what's going on. The second thing is continue doing your research. You need to learn as much as you can about ADHD in kids. And you know what? If he has ADHD, most probably you or your partner have ADHD as well. So learn about the topic as much as possible. And the third thing that we learned is that after the confirmation that he had ADHD, everything became much easier. And let me tell you a few examples. One, at home with my family, my mom really thought I was a bad mom. You're not disciplining him, you are doing things wrong, you are giving him too much love, and this is why he's exploding. And even my brother-in-law said he exploded with him one day in the supermarket. You're doing really bad as a mom, this guy is going to go to prison, what are you doing? All this negative talk. And once I had an official diagnosis from a doctor saying he has ADHD and potentially autism, once I had the proof from a doctor that this was the reason why he was exploding, it was not anymore attacking me, but more about what can we do to support you? Tell us what he needs. Tell us what to do. Tell us, it was much more, such a relief, much more supportive. The other thing that we learn is it becomes easier because you start taking the medication, and medication makes things a little bit easier as well. And also because now the other thing that is really cool is you can talk to him about, listen, you have ADHD. And now he can talk about what is ADHD, how does that work? And I bought him a book, and he can tell his friends or his teacher, I'm doing this because I have ADHD. So the more he learns about himself and about this condition, the more he now can advocate for himself and not blame himself for things that he's doing that he was not supposed to be doing. It's more like we're empowering him. And the other thing is we're working as a team. Now it's not anymore about me blaming my husband because he's shouting too much, or my husband blaming me because I'm very soft. It's more about, okay, he has this, we're both learning things, what can we do to support him? And we are all, him and us, on the same page. We are a team again, instead of fighting each other. So that's all that we learn, our honest and real experience with the ADHD evaluation, and my tips for you. Now, the other thing I'll say is you need to find parent coaching and an accountability group, because parent coaching was the best thing that we ever did for our kid, ADHD specific parent coaching, and it's going to change your life. And at the same time, you need to have a group of supportive moms that are there with ADHD kids. And that's why I created a good ADHD moms community, because I only wish I had that support years ago. Everyone was telling me I was doing things wrong. I didn't know who to go to. No one of my friends had kids that had similar conditions. I was the one that in a birthday party had to leave because his kid was exploding, and everyone was looking at me like, oh my God, she's not a good mom. Like, what's going on there? Like, what's wrong with them? I was that person. And I only wish I had had a community to share experiences and to share what was going on and to hear tips and to understand what to do next. And that's why I created this community. And what we do is we meet once a week to go through some parent coaching as well as some tips that I'm going to tell you, and to hear what's your experience like, to answer questions. So we meet once a week. And then we also have a private Facebook group that is awesome, with thousands of moms that are interacting there all the time, asking questions, supporting each other, having fun, sharing memes. We have so much fun in that community. It's a lot of fun. And then you also have lots of resources like calm activities for your ADHD kid, connecting activities, and then how to stop explosions, or how to create a home that is perfect for an ADHD kid, or what is the best food you should feed an ADHD kid. So we have so many resources, as well as tons of hours of recorded calls on ADHD coaching and ADHD kids. So this is the community for you if you want to be supportive, if you don't want to be alone anymore. So check the link below for the community, see everything that is included, and I want you to gasp because there's so much. And at the same time, I made it really cheap because I want anyone to join. I don't want you to stop not joining because it's expensive. I want everyone to join because I only wish my mom had the same information. And because kids, ADHD kids, oh my God, we need to help them. They're so innocent and we are not helping them the right way. So I need everyone to join this community, to work as a team, and to help incredible, amazing ADHD kids, because they have so many superpowers. I mean, they're incredible. It's just like we are educating them in the old standards or in the neurotypical standards, and that is not working for them, and they're exploding. So click the link, check everything that's included, enter your payment information. You have 75% off today, so take advantage of that. That discount is for life. And then I'll see you inside the Facebook group and inside the calls. I'm so excited to meet you. Listen, within a couple of weeks, you are going to be so excited, and you're going to be so happy to be here. And you only wish you had joined earlier. You know, you will be recommending this to everyone. And within a couple of months, your home will look very, very different, and your son will be very different, very loving, very wonderful, or your daughter. So join the community now. The link is below, and talk to you soon.